Hello, I am Gilles Renusson. On my way out this morning, I got an interesting letter. It's from Mary Sherman. Dear Gilles, I'm writing to you with the hope that you can
inspire me to create something special for my husband. My husband is a very picky eater. He is a strict vegetarian, so it can be difficult to make him happy with food. Can you help me create a dessert that he'll remember forever? Thank you, Mary Sherman.
Thank you, Mary Sherman. What a better way to tell someone you love them than with a dessert created specially for them. So I would love to help you, Mary. Let's get together. Mary, how do you do? Welcome to Renusson.
Nice to meet
Welcome.
you.
So I did get your letter,
Great.
and I thought this would be a great place for us to meet.
Fantastic.
Right?
Let's go.
So Mary, I got this wonderful letter. I thought I would bring a pen because I'm going to need to try to analyze your husband.
Okay.
But figure out what he likes, what he doesn't. So tell me, how is Chris? Is he tall? Is he losing his hair? No.
No, he's about 5'8",
Yeah.
and no, he has lots of hair.
What does he eat for breakfast, for example? What is the breakfast for?
Breakfast would be probably toast or a bagel.
Oh, so he saved the dessert for last, huh?
Exactly, yes,
All right, good.
yes.
So tell me, what does he like?
He likes dark chocolate.
Oh,
Dark.
you know, you told me he was vegetarian, so I thought maybe we should go with something fruity, but if he likes chocolate,
He
good.
loves chocolate, yes. Dark.
What's his favorite fruit?
He loves apples. He
loves
loves
apple.
pineapple.
Honey?
Honey, loves honey. Big honey fan.
Oh, so we could do something with honey too, huh? So far you tell me pineapple, honey, and chocolate he loves too, huh?
Yes, yes.
All right. What about making something like a chocolate lava cake? Have you ever heard of these?
No.
The goal, the purpose, and your aim is to have something that has a crust on the outside and still is soft in the center.
Ooh,
Do you like that?
that sounds fantastic.
Another thing we could do if you wanted would be some chantilly cream. It's whipped cream with a little bit of sugar, and also it's a little bit of vanilla. So you would have chocolate lava cake, sautéed pineapple with a chantilly cream, sweetened with a bit of honey.
Okay,
That should be nice.
sounds fantastic.
I think he's going to love you even more after that.
Yeah. All right.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Good.
All
Let's
right.
go. Let's go shop and let's
Oh.
figure out what we can find. So Mary, you bake much at home?
Yes, I make great chocolate chip cookies.
Good. Do you ever make chocolate cake?
No.
Well,
Never
if you were to make chocolate cake, you probably sometime would stumble and have little problems such as unmolding a cake that's a little bit underbaked. And so that's probably the story of the lava cake.
Okay.
You know, I can imagine somebody that would have made a chocolate cake, a little bit thick, bake in a bit of a hot oven, so it's really brown on the outside. It's brown to begin with, but anyway, it would be a bit darker.
Yeah.
And somebody would take it out of the oven a little bit early and mold it and realize, oh, when they cut through it, it's molten, you know.
Right.
So this is probably the story of this cake, and for that, but to make it, we need to choose some good chocolate. So let's go and have a look at what kind of chocolate we can find.
All right. Okay.
So we are going to look at different type of chocolate, cocoa, sweetened chocolate, non-sweetened chocolate. And that's important because depending on the chocolate we use, we know we can put more or less sugar in the recipe.
Okay.
All right?
Sure.
So, do we want a milk chocolate? Probably not, because again, you have a lot of ingredients in it, such as a milk powder and more sugar that will dilute the cocoa. So you want something that has a lot of character. All right?
Okay.
So here we have one, like this one, that has 60% cocoa. We can look at some others, like this one that's 100% cocoa. And if we want to use a chocolate that's 100% cocoa, obviously we're going to need to put more sugar. Right?
Okay.
So we may use a bit less chocolate and then put a bit more sugar. Now
Okay.
that's if we want to spend some good money. If cost would be an issue, maybe I would go with the cocoa powder.
Okay.
I could do that too. I could use a cocoa powder. I would put even less than if I was using chocolate, and then I would compensate with a bit more sugar. So
Okay.
that's when the importance of understanding how the ingredients interact with each other comes to play. Right?
Okay. Okay. How is this 100% cocoa?
Okay.
And it's a bar.
Excellent. Cocoa is from the cocoa beans that's going to be fermented, dried, roasted, is pressed. And when it's pressed, you end up with two products, a fat, which is in the liquid form, and the solid, which is going to be transformed into cocoa powder. And so the two of them are processed separately, then brought back together. And in this case, if there is no sugar added, you end up with 100% cocoa. But we want it to have enough character, enough cocoa in it, enough flavor, so it's indulgent. I think we could do a blend of these two.
Okay.
All right, and here we're going to get a little bit of sweetness, and here we're going to get a lot of rich bitterness, and we can balance it together. And then after you made it a few times, you can choose what is really the best flavor you want. You know, always try to personalize your product, and that will mean that you have tasted it many times too.
Okay.
So let's go with this too.
All right.
So now that we have the chocolate, we need to figure out what sugar we want.
Okay.
So if you have granulated sugar or powdered sugar at home, it's not going to make a big difference. We could use either of these two recipes, right?
Okay.
It's not going to make a big difference because everything is going to be blended and there is going to be enough moisture to melt the sugar crystal, right?
Okay.
So you don't need to worry too much about it. But you may still want to know that the reason why powdered sugar is kept in powder form is because it has a small amount of starch in it. Right?
Oh.
And so that helps thicken a little bit the product. But I like to have the granulated sugar because I like the abrasive property of the granulated sugar.
Okay.
If I have the granulated sugar, when I blend it, I get little air cells in it. So when these little air cells are heated in the oven, they expand and it gives you a little bit more volume. Because we want this to be soft in the center, we want to make sure it's moist. We're also going to want to use another sugar. So it could be some corn syrup, or it could be some honey, as we discussed, or it could also be something you pointed out earlier and you wanted to know a little bit more about, is the blue agave syrup. Okay, agave is cactus from Mexico, right? And it's what's used to make tequila. Right?
Oh.
So the
That'd be
syrup,
some good stuff.
yes. So this is organic. This is an organic product that you can use also. People who are vegan would want to use this,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Because in
Sure.
the process of refining the sugar, sometimes sugar is refined with burn bones. You know, it's filtered through charcoal that could be made of burn bones. So some people
Really?
who are very conscious about the origin of their ingredients would want to use this.
Okay.
Right? So Mary, we are in the middle of winter. Some of the fruit that we can choose from are definitely citrus. There is a large variety of citrus at this time of the year. Here we have some clementine, and I like using clementine because, see, they are so easy to peel.
Yes, they
You
are.
know, they can make a great snack. That's a really nice, easy fruit to use, all right?
Okay.
We still decided that we were going to use pineapple.
Yes.
All right? So maybe we'll put this in the bag, all right?
Okay.
We'll eat it a bit later.
Okay.
And then let's go choose our pineapple.
Okay.
So what do we want? We definitely want a pineapple that's ripe, right?
And
So
how do
we
you
are
do
going
that?
to want to shy away from any pineapple that's green like this. We're
Okay.
going to want to let this pineapple mature a little bit.
Okay.
So I see this. Here is one I like. Right? Just by the look of it, I know it's going to be a little bit riper. The texture is a little bit softer, right? A little bit springy. So I know that there is enough sweetness in this. If there is not enough sugar in it, it's going to be really hard.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
the starch hasn't transformed into sugar yet. So this is the pineapple I would want to take.
Fantastic.
1 for 2, that should be plenty, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Here we go. Hello, we made it up the steep, snowy, icy hill of Mary's house, and now we're getting ready to prepare this dessert. So in this case, this lava cake is going to need to be baked in little ramekin. So we're going to prepare the ramekin. We're going to butter them twice just to make sure there is a nice coating of butter, and then we'll put a little bit of sugar on it. So oven about 400 degrees, between 15 and 20 minutes of baking. It also obviously depends on the size of the ramekin you're making. So we're going to microwave this butter a little bit. So please help me with your microwave. We didn't rehearse the functioning of the oven.
Cook time.
Cook time? Okay, so cook time at 15 seconds, and then start.
Start, yep.
God, is that nice. So we just want this butter to be pasty, okay, partly melted. And then I have a pastry brush right here. So here we go. You see the butter? It's the butter is partly melted. So we're going to stir it.
And we need these?
Nice. Mary, you want to put them right here, please?
Yes, I'm trying.
So right here. Here we go. So we have our ramekin. So we butter them. So don't hesitate. Go all the way to the top, all right?
Okay.
Because this little cake is going to expand a little bit as it bakes.
Oh, okay.
Right? So we're going to do that 8 times. We have 8 ramekin.
Okay.
You see my butter is still quite pasty. That's wonderful. You want your butter to be a little bit pasty, because if it's too thin, then you're not going to put enough in your ramekin, and then you have risk of it sticking. Right?
Okay.
So since we are not putting any flour in it, we just put sugar. We absolutely want to make sure that that thing doesn't melt, doesn't stick. All right.
Okay.
So we go. I like this rack. You have an automatic dishwashing machine here in this house?
Yes.
Big one?
Yeah.
Industrial one? Okay, so see, we go like this.
Oh, okay.
So we roll the sugar in the ramekin.
Okay.
Like this, up, ready to go.
Oh,
Beautiful,
great.
it's sticking all over.
Okay.
But the trick is you have to unmold it as soon as it's baked. When you have sugar. If you let it sit a little bit, you will have some bad surprise. It will stick.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Okay, Mary, it's your turn.
All right. Great. Am I all right here, Gilles?
You're doing fine.
Okay.
There's a good reason why I let you do this.
What? Why?
Cannot make a mistake with it. You cannot fail. You cannot fail with that. So we could do this recipe also with cocoa powder if we wanted, but we would reduce a little bit the amount. Here the total amount of chocolate is 175 grams. If you add cocoa powder in this, straight cocoa powder, you would want to go 100 to 125 grams, not much more than that.
Okay.
So we need to melt this chocolate. So to melt the chocolate, we are going to put it again in the microwave oven, and we are going to do it in small bursts.
Okay.
So we're going to go 30 seconds at a time, not much more than this, and then in between we'll stir it, right? Whenever you add chocolate to a mixture like this, you always have to realize that chocolate contains a lot of cocoa butter. Okay. And this cocoa butter is going to be solid at room temperature. So if you mix it with some other ingredients that are cold, boom, it's going to want to harden very fast.
Oh, okay.
So to prevent it from hardening very fast, you mix it with some butter, in this case, or some oil, or sometimes some hot cream, so it disperses the cocoa butter, so when you mix it in the other ingredient, it doesn't block.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
All right, let's see how we're doing right here. Still, okay, now you can feel the bowl is quite hot, huh? So don't hesitate to turn it a little bit. Luckily, this chocolate is in small chunks. It's thin pieces, so it's going to melt pretty fast. Right, a little bit more. You repeat it as long as you need until it's melted.
Okay.
Right? So don't try to melt all the chocolate at once. It's better to let it melt partly like this, and then to keep on stirring it, because otherwise, what do you think is going to happen? There's a chance that it's going to be too hot.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You can touch the bowl. See how warm it is?
Yep.
So go ahead, keep on stirring.
Oh, okay. I can handle that.
Yeah, but you should, yeah, clockwise. Did I tell you you're supposed to stir clockwise?
No, you didn't.
Otherwise, you're going to have to unwind the chocolate.
That's funny.
It's a Swiss joke.
I think it's good.
You sure? Okay, lift up your spatula.
Okay.
Okay, do it again. One more time. Ah,
Oh.
I see it.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, clockwise, huh?
Yes, I'm doing. What do you think?
Set. Perfect. Put the butter in now.
Okay. Okay.
So we can put the butter.
Oh, you
pieces.
just pick it up. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we just pick it up. No, don't worry. We do observe good hygiene, right?
Okay.
Okay, so if it gets a little bit too cool, what do you think we're going to be doing?
Warm it up.
Right on.
Woo.
So you see how quickly it cooled the mass? Right?
Yes.
So,
You weren't kidding? Okay.
ooh, sorry.
That's okay.
Time cook. Am I a good student or what? Look at this.
We really are.
30 seconds,
Yeah.
a little bit more. Almost there. If I was doing a big batch of this, I would have a larger machine, I would put the chocolate and the butter and I would just blend it until it turns into a puree. Right?
Really?
Yes, if I had a big batch, because I had a bigger machine, bigger motor and everything bigger. Right? Serious.
Okay, okay. I believe you.
But here, we don't want to splash chocolate all over the wall. The neighbors will start saying things, you know, they come in. Have you seen Mary's house? The walls are covered with chocolate. So do we have any flour in that dessert? No. Isn't that great?
That is great.
All right, so we're going to put the eggs in the bottom. Very simply. Do you have another little scraper?
I do.
Yeah, right. I don't like to waste food. She can work hard to make that egg. Right, so we have our sugar right there.
Is that how much sugar?
300 grams of sugar.
Okay.
You're just testing me, are you?
I am.
Here we go. Right, so we have our agave syrup, which could be corn syrup, which could also be honey. This does the same thing as sugar, but it's not so sweet. So a little bit of salt, yay big, just a pinch of salt, just a little bit of salt. Right? If you add salted butter, you don't bother with the salt. And then a little bit of cornstarch, just to give us a little bit of body to the dessert. Ready? Oh, sorry, I have to turn it clockwise.
Yes.
So then we put this here. Even if I have a little bit of lump of butter, I'm not too worried about it, huh?
Okay.
Because there is going to be some action.
I can lick
time. Or you wait until
lick
the
the
children
bowl.
come home. So, Mommy, what can I lick today? Here we go.
Yeah, they ask me that every day when they come home from
Do they?
school. Stream.
Yeah, sure. My son, when I used to come home from work, first thing he would do, first stop would be in the pocket of my coat. See if I had brought in a cookie.
Aw.
You see how easy it is? Off, done.
All right.
Easy. So put a little bit of the batter in this. Okay, so you remember this thing is going to expand. It's going to rise a little bit. So you don't want it to be too full, okay?
Okay.
Look how beautiful that is.
It
You see
really
how
is.
nice ribbon you have on this?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Don't you want to put this on a toast in the morning? Look at that.
It's just what I was thinking.
Chocolate spread.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this first part is done.
Not gonna make
Okay.
it when we get home
One of the rule of thumb when you bake things, all right?
though. Mm-hmm. Tell me.
You want as much space in between them as there are high.
Oh.
Understand?
Okay.
If you always consider that, it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to have even baking, right?
Okay.
Oven.
All right.
Right, so we want to keep track of time now because it's going to go fast.
Okay.
We need to prepare the whipped cream and we need to saute the pineapple. So when we want to saute the pineapple, we are going to use vanilla bean, but I just want to use the fiber, the solid part, the seeds. I'm going to put it in the cream for the chantilly cream. All right. So first thing I do is I split the vanilla bean like this. Split it open, Mary. You see that?
I do.
Okay. Then I go like this. Hop, hop, hop. You see, I get the seeds out. All right.
Okay.
So these seeds out. These seeds up. That I can do the day before.
Okay.
Because if I do it the day before and I leave my vanilla in the cream the day before, I will have a bit more flavor, right?
Okay.
So we're going to put some cream in it, let's say about 200 grams, right? So I was at 100, so I stop at 200. Up right there, good. When you make chantilly cream, you want to add approximately 10% sugar, no more. If you put too much sugar in it, it's going to be very heavy. The sugar is going to turn into syrup, and then when you're going to try to whip it, it's going to be a little bit soupy. So 10% sugar is a good idea, right? So 10% of 200, the last time I checked was 20, right? So here we go. Here we go. 20 is about 1.5 tablespoons.
Okay.
Right? So we put this in the cooler right here. I have some water boiling here. The purpose of boiling the water is to blanch the orange, because I'm going to want to use the zest. And I don't like to use the zest of the orange if it hasn't been blanched. So we're ready? We're watching the clock, are we?
We are.
Okay, so we have a bowl of cold water right there.
Okay.
And I need hot water too. So the hot water is going to be in this one here. So can you give me a spoon, please?
Certainly.
Good. Right here. Almost ready. So while we do this, we're going to be cutting the pineapple. You ready? Now I take this, all right? I'm going to take a skewer like this. Right, so I'm going to take the other skewer. I push the first skewer all the way through, catch up the other one, get it?
Okay.
And then I'm going to be putting a piece of vanilla right through that hole. You see?
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Okay. So you see, I was able to do two things with the vanilla. So oranges are ready. Boom, boom. We put the orange in the hot water. Boil it a very short time. Roll them around. Make sure that we melt all the wax, the color, everything on the outside. And meanwhile, we're going to put our pan on the stove. All right. So. Okay, I want plenty of heat in that pan.
Okay.
Right?
Here's our cold water.
This is a cold, so first I'm going to put in the hot water.
Okay.
So I roll it around, put in the hot water. Make sure I wash all this extra wax, and then I put in the cold, all right? Now, I need a spoon.
Here you go.
Did you just turn your drawer on me today?
No, I really didn't.
Right.
They were here.
Thank you very much. So we put the butter. Get this butter to melt, all right?
Okay.
Okay, how are we doing in the oven?
Ooh.
See a bit of time is.
Yeah.
See a bit of time. We're going to want to put a little bit of honey. That's very nice. And then a little bit of sugar. We could have put some brown sugar, but this should be fine. So we're going to let it caramelize a little bit.
Okay.
And then when it's caramel, we're going to put the pineapple in it. Do you have a vegetable peeler?
Yes.
Because I washed all the chemicals on the outside, I'm not too worried about it. Now I can use this, right? I want to make sure I don't have too much of the white like this, because that makes it bitter. Smell this honey. You smell this caramel? Ooh, that's beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, it really is.
Right? So why do I make this juice? Because you see, when I'm going to caramelize this pineapple, I'm not going to have any liquid.
Oh, okay.
So if I don't have any liquid with it, it's going to brown, it's going to dry, it's not going to poach properly, you know.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a braising method, you know, where you caramelize, and then after that you add some liquid to continue cooking, right?
Okay.
Now we want to chop this little piece of oranges.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to chop it very fine, like this.
Impressive.
Very good. The complete orange flavor is juice and zest.
Okay.
Lemon, same thing.
Okay.
Juice and zest, all right? A bit of it in it, right?
Okay.
Then we need to shake the cake too.
Okay.
Almost there. Now the cream. All right, so now we're ready. What do we have in this? You remember?
Vanilla, beans.
Yes.
The
Sugar.
seeds, right? And 10%
Okay,
sugar.
so then we're going to whip. Right?
Okay.
So when you whip a cream, what you're trying to do is put air in it. Right?
Okay.
So all you need to do is this.
Oh, okay.
Right? Go ahead, it's yours.
Okay, great. Okay,
When
yeah.
you whip your cream,
Am I
if
going
you know
next?
you're not going to use it right away, lightly under whip it. And then
Okay.
when you need it at the last second, whip it a bit more.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you over whip the cream, because that could happen also, you add a little bit of cream, fresh cream, and then you fold it with the spatula gently.
Oh.
It should resurrect your cream.
Oh, okay.
Okay, where do you want to put the rum? In this or in the pineapple?
In the pineapple, I think.
In the pineapple? Good, as you wish.
Can I taste it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Ah, this looks nice. The sauce is just about the right consistency. All right, so I'm going to put the rum in it.
That's yummy.
When you put the alcohol, bring it away from the heat, all right?
Okay.
So you don't take a chance. You're not going to get a big splash in this because you already have all this liquid, so it's dispersed. You get big flame when you put alcohol in a very hot pan, and that's all there is.
Oh,
That's how you
okay.
get big flame.
Okay.
Right? So it's impressive, but it's not always very practical. Pineapple is cooked. We take them out like this. We put the vanilla bean. Put it back on the sauce. Right? You slice it at an angle like this. Right? You have a plate? You want to put it on this plate?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so now this looks baked. see, they're a little full.
Ooh.
Look how beautiful that is. Okay, so now a little bit of the cream.
Okay.
Just a nice round cream like this, you know? Beautiful again. You could make it a bit stiffer if you want. Ooh.
It's amazing.
Is Chris going to like that?
Chris is going to love that. Thank
That's
you.
what you had in mind when you
Absolutely.
asked us to help you? Ready to do it again?
Yes, thank you.
On your own? Good.
Yes.
We are glad we were able to help you.
Thank you, Gilles.
Goodbye, Mary.
Thanks.
Thanks. That was so much fun. I really hope that we found the right dessert for Chris. You know, there is something about chocolate, dessert, romance and love, and I do hope that this chocolate lava cake will give a chance for Chris and Mary to sit down and enjoy each other even a bit more. So thank you for watching. Please let me know if there is someone special in your life you would like to impress with some dessert.